Here we go. 15 line. 15 line.
Defense, get off the field. Defense. Set. Let's go.
They'll run with Allen. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down. Young now from the 50.
Oh, come on.
And the defense not able to get it from
a
defensive perspective. What's that
moment is fake,
like
bro.
I
even tried to make him go down before he got hit, bro.
It's a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free,
I don't know,
take
bro.
it
Like,
away
what
from the
did
other
he
team.
do?
And now you have that chance. It's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away.
Hey, Steve 6.
Looking to throw on second down. Young. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Marvin Harrison, the intended target. Third down here. Not sure what happened out there.
Come on, man.
The timing was a little off on that.
You put that on the money, but they did.
So what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a fourth down. On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. And they won't try and pooch it. It's a fake.
Why they just hurt me, bro?
A mess as it's intercepted.
Thought you ran it back.
It's by the Hall of Famer Mel Blount. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Well, Charles, while we have a moment, you know what we need to do here is give a nod to the new Hall of Famers who were brought into Canton and inducted on August the 3rd. Champ Bailey, Pat Bolin, Gil Brandt, Tony Gonzalez, Ty Law, Kevin Mawai, Ed Reed, and Johnny Robinson, all part of the class.
Fantastic class. When you talk about guys who played at a top level, obviously they're Hall of Famers. But what I found interesting about it is you've got a great pass catcher, the best pass-catching tight end in history, in Tony Gonzalez. How would he like to work against his secondary? Champ Bailey and Ty Law at corner, Ed Reed and Johnny Robinson at safety. Good luck trying to get open against those four. What a matchup that would have been. But it was a terrific night for those gentlemen. Congratulations. And, of course, Ed Reed's bust will go down in history because they got the hair exactly right, and Ed had a ball up there in his Hall of Fame speech.
Come on, how'd you get burned, bro? Come on, why are you even over there?
Packers. DeAndre Hopkins.
Come on, man.
50 yards.
God damn.
On the board here with the first
Why is Pat Pete even over there, bro?
Maybe that is the boost that
my
this
mom, he
offense
shouldn't even be
needed.
over there, bro.
Nothing the entire half, but out of the blue comes this big shot here. You're
Why
exactly
holding
right.
me, bro?
Like
God,
a
Pat
dunk
Pete
in
shouldn't be over
basketball,
there, man.
like a home run in baseball, maybe a solo shot. Sometimes you need that big play to get things ignited.
I'm about to run for it.
This one fielded at the 5. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
Get the fuck out the fucking way.
That throw by Young incomplete. Well, Charles, if you think so far the early part of the preseason, who has stood out? If you take a peek back at the draft, the first round, it was pretty defensively minded, but there were 3 quarterbacks taken. Kyler Murray first, Daniel Jones 6th, Dwayne Haskins 15th. Of those guys, they've looked pretty good.
I agree with you, Brandon. When you talk about those 3 quarterbacks,
moving down the field,
right, the rest of the draft, we're talking about big linemen, right? We're talking about defensive players, not a lot of skilled players in the first round. But let's take the quarterbacks very quickly.
He's still getting yours, ain't it?
Acclamation, went to Arizona, everyone excited about it, and I think his team remains excited about his prospects. They're eager to see him play. He became the starter as soon as he was drafted. Daniel Jones, that was a different situation in New York. The fans weren't real excited about him coming in, but the reason they drafted him has a similar demeanor and talent to Eli Manning, and he's acquitting himself quite nicely in the early going. And Dwayne Haskins a little more up and down in Washington, but they love the big arm of this guy, and he's back at home. Remember, he grew up in Potomac, Maryland.
Young will set to throw. Flushed out right. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on fourth down.
You want to sit back
On
and a
fourth
little piece of
down.
ass offense wrong? No, did I say that? Hell no.
And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. Well, let's have some fun while we have a minute here. Fantasy drafts are in full swing. I know I've got my family fantasy draft coming up, Charles. Who would be your top 3 picks? I know that you're a noted fantasy football expert, so who would you take?
Well, you've got to start with guys who want to touch the football and put it in the end zone, right? You got to score points. How about Saquon Barkley with the Giants? You know he's going to run it. He's going to catch it. When they get desperate, they may actually have him return it as well. Alvin Kamara is an absolute matchup nightmare for everyone. And Christian McCaffrey, did he ever come off the field last year? And, you know, this guy, he's a threat to be a 1,000-yard runner and a 1,000-yard receiver, as is Kamara. So this is going to be fun to watch. I can't wait to see those guys do their thing. But there are plenty of other guys out there, too. If Zeke comes along, you got to take him. Melvin Gordon, if they both come to camp. We'll see how that works out. How about Todd Gurley and his health? Because, boy, when he touches the ball, great things usually happen.
I'm wondering someone like Le'Veon Bell.
Ain't nobody catching my nigga Marquise Brown, nigga.
But if he starts going like he
oh my
used to, he's
God.
obviously going to be good.
God.
Fresh legs is
DeAndre.
what you're counting on with Le'Veon Bell and a fresh start in New York with the Jets. And if you're looking for an exciting rookie, remember this. Kyler Murray's going to get the ball from the first snap, and they're going to leave him in there throughout. And as long as he stays healthy, he's going to pitch it around the park a bunch. Don't be surprised if he gets a little love, too. Well, someone has a sense of the dramatic here, don't they? Scoring this late in the half to take the lead going into the locker room.
Now they just don't want to misstep misfortune on the next kickoff. There's still a little bit of time left on that clock.
Yeah, you do have to bring that up, don't you? In the NFL, every play is critical. And if you give up something cheap there, all that advantage they just gained goes right out the window.
This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Go, go.
Final play of the half, Young. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5.
It's not escaping.
Down Beckham Jr. The 30. 10. And all the way in for the touchdown. He goes 95 yards to the house on the return.
Stop talking.
And his guys are going to retake the lead. And people still trying to get back to their seats from the concession stand here at the start of the third quarter. And boom, we got points on the board.
And you just identified why the bulk of stadiums have increased presence in the concession areas, right? TVs, loudspeakers, so people can still follow the game. And right now, they're bummed out that they missed that big return to start this half.
This will be taken in at the 1.
Ain't got no place to go. I hope you understand. Thinking about the song they know. Never felt the feeling quite so strong.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically,
into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run on first down.
Oh, that wasn't even a play.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
Put some music on.
They stay on the ground with Allen.
Listen to some fucking country music.
They'll get 2 yards back, but it's going to leave him with a long 3rd and 13.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
3rd and long for Young.
Sitting in the driver's seat.
And he connects with Ertz. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That one goes for 24 yards.
That nigga Dante moving that motherfucker off and
On 1st and 10, Young. Ertz has it left side. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And you still can't
you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 7 yards there.
No, I said it. What's it called earlier? This nigga outran my motherfucking my spot. Like,
this is Allen fighting for the end zone. He lost the
football.
It's out, and the Packers
they
pick
just cheated, bro. Come on, man.
He's at the 50.
How does
the
he?
40. The 20.
My mom, they
10,
just gave this nigga a taste.
Take this one in for the Packer touchdown.
See when is Marcus Allen caught the ball, bro.
So a big turn of events there. This defense makes the play. They return it for the score, and now they have the lead.
So much for ball security for the offense. Playing with a lead in the second half. They give the ball up, and all of a sudden they're behind.
You focus on the kickoff return. What are you talking about? What?
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be fielded at the 6. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return.
There's not my fault, so keep taking the same try.
oh.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to start fresh. Just a moment ago, they were backed up, coughed up the football, and then saw it go the other way for 6 points.
I just wonder, partner, sometimes they put such an emphasis on things. And you know, in that situation, as they ran out there, they were told, take care of the football, don't cough it up. And sometimes that's the last thing you hear, and that's exactly what you do.
We finna go and move down the field. How about that?
Throwing again on 2nd down. Young. Forced out to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack.
Let that nigga lock that shit up.
Steve Young. Steps away to his left.
I'm pissed,
Now he's going to let it go into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Thomas, the intended target.
Well, when he feels the pressure, naturally he likes going to his left, as most left-handed quarterbacks do. But this time he tries to let this go on the run. It's going to wind up getting intercepted.
So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Freeman again. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. On the heels of that good carry by Devontae Freeman, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back.
Keep going. Keep going.
Loses the football a second time. But it looked like a Packer. Yeah, a Packer was able to get this back, and they'll indeed keep possession. From the 44, Luck.
Why are you stuck?
He's going to let this one go deep.
Thank you. Thank you.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
Yeah, thank you.
Picked off inside the 10. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Shut up.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to pull your playmakers together. It's all right, guys. We're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Throw to the playmakers.
This nigga sent me a whole detailed ass message on how he gonna
as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. On play action, Young.
That is fake. No way.
But that's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown.
You didn't lose it, bro. Like, look who you was at. Come on, bro.
So a dangerous pass over the middle. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
Get right the fuck now. What's wrong with you? Give me that, bitch.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Hey, box cut now.
Back to it after the pick 6. Young. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Geno Atkins got home that time.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Let's go. Ready?
Looking to throw, Young. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. They're giving those short little routes. Tackled him in bounds, too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
On 3rd down, Allen. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. He's able to chew up 8 yards on the carry there, but still 4th down upcoming.
Hey, Charlie.
4th down, Young. They'll let it go deep for Beckham.
That is fake. Oh, my
it's
mama
incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. To throw is Locke. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. It felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allow the defender to gain some ground.
I want him to try this shit on me. Hey, bitch, hey. Dante, let me get it.
Snatching that, bro. Come on, man.
Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down.
Dante,
the connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, Didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Being chased out left. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, his second touchdown of the afternoon. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff position? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
No, get back. He gonna quit. He gonna quit.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went, and he cannot get away, and Young will go down. Anthony Barr picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Throwing on second and long. Young. Dancing to his left. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Dante, if they're doing like long streaks, throw it to them before they get down the field.
He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync.
Bro, like how? I'm telling like he got 2 goal lines in the middle of the field. Throw them before they get like.
I'm finna change my playbook. I'm finna run it back. I'm on my mama. I'm coming back. Let me go change my playbook.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Show them the loyalty, bring it to Calvary, rock 'em, sock 'em, fight, go Cowboys, let's win. You'll hear us shout for more. CABALIERS, go Cowboys, let's go.
So hot, you'll see where all the sun rays went. Legs, arms, ahead, all being moved in a frenzy. The blends be all the right cred, meaning credential. Best of both worlds when we rockin' over pearls in the instrumental. Are you ready? Set, jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady, to the letter rock, turn it up, we giving a show. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about, space out your mind? But can you rock it like rocket fuel?
Bitch, let me go.
When it was time to get it lit, we got it hot like fever. Sick with the talk, pass to your receiver. All about running the spot. And you know we got breath control, so no need to take a breather. Cardio kingpin, subjugate the dub play. And you know we can't wait to bring spins. A-star quizzes, A+ the final. Vocals we align, we'll move it all simultaneously over joints and rock. We earn 30 years, so you can say we got 3 turns. I'm off the board, unlike you and your chess men. We installed doubt in you and your yes men. And if the game had veins, we'll insert upheaval the ground. Cause the adrenaline we blend with the sound is our thing. Relieving the kings of all crowd. Are you ready?
I'm a dog just like Gucci said. Married to the money, I'm a newlywed. And I'm faded just like Boosie head. Eye bloodshot, them bitches ruby red.
Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Turn it up, y'all.
Yeah, he was after the game.
Oh, he playing
you? Yeah.
Get your ass back. Y'all want to play somebody. Get your ass back.